All right, so today what we want to do is kind of get into exponential functions, but kind of put everything together as we do this. We'll talk about exponential functions, the different kinds, and then how to apply them to real life situations. So at the top of your paper, let's do notes, decay rates, and decay factors. All right, so first thing, what we want to do is kind of define what exponential functions are first. Maybe we highlight this. All right, exponential functions, we know the graph is curved. The table multiplies by a constant number. So on and so forth. And then, of course, there are two different kinds of exponential functions. We've got exponential growth, and then we have exponential decay. So let's look at exponential growth. Highlight that. Exponential growth, the table and graph both increase. And then exponential decay, I'll highlight that in a different color. The table and graph both decrease. Or go down. And then within those, we actually talked about what decay factors are and decay rates, and growth factors. Let's talk about growth rates. I'm going to have you pull out that same color that we did for exponential growth. Growth rates are used to find the growth factor. And we know that we need to add the 100% of what you start with. To find the growth factor. So like, for example, if I tell you the growth rate, maybe I highlight that or box that off, and we have to turn this into the growth factor because we know the growth factor is what goes into our equation. All right, so let's say we had a growth rate of 30%. So it's growing at a rate of 30%. To turn this into a growth factor, we have to take the 100% of what we started with plus the 30%, which gave us 130%. But we know that in order to put this into our equation, we need to turn that into a decimal, which would be 1.30. This would be our growth factor. Same thing, if I gave us 6%, I need the 100% of what we started with plus the 6%, which gave us 106%, which then is 1.06. That would go into our equation. So the growth rates are needed to find the growth factor. And if I have the growth factor, they gave you the growth rate, vice versa. So we also talked about yesterday decay rates or rate of decay. Excuse me. So your decay rate is used to find the decay factor. This is where it was a little bit different because in order to find your decay rate, you do need the 100% of what you started with. So, so it's similar to the growth rate, but in fact, you don't add the percent on, we take that percent away. So we need to take the rate away from the 100% of what you started with. So similarly, if I gave you the decay rate, how do we turn that into a decay factor, which is what we put into the equation? Box those off, box that off. So for example, on our homework, you had a decay rate. It was decaying at a rate of 20%. So to turn that into a decay factor, we took the 100% of what you started with, took away the 20%, which leaves you with 80% of the flea medication still working. Now 80% as a decimal is 0.8 or 0.80. This is what would go into our equation. So if we had a decay rate of 30%, we'd have 100% of what you started with, subtract off the 30%, which gave you 70%, and then as a decimal, that's 0.7. That would go into your equation. One more. So if I gave you, I don't know, 15%, so you had 100% of what you started with, take away the 15%, which gives you a decay percent in 85%. As a decimal, that would be 0.8. Wow, 0.85. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. And then these would go into your equation. So to kind of sum this all up, we have exponential growth versus exponential decay. Both equations use this y equals a times b to the x power because they're both exponential. But what we put in them is a little bit different. So in this case, your a, both of these a's are representing your starting amount. But if it's exponential growth, we have what we'd like to put in there, a growth factor. If it's exponential decay, we use a decay factor. And what makes our graphs and tables grow are numbers like, I don't know, we had Sam Stamps 1.04. We were doubling, tripling, quadrupling. We use numbers greater than 1. They can be decimal numbers, they just have to be numbers greater than 1. If it's a decay factors we used like fractions like 1/3, which is 0.3 repeating. We used 1/4, 0.25. We used 0.3, 0.75. These numbers were numbers that made our tables decay. These are numbers smaller than 1. But bigger than 0. Because if we had a decay factor of 0, we'd be multiplying by 0 and we wouldn't be getting anywhere. So it has to be bigger than 0 but smaller than 1 in order for our tables and graphs and stuff to decay.